on everybody, it's your board Firewise. Welcome back to another video where today I have 5 tips to teach you how to make more cinematics with your car and make it look a little bit like this. You're gonna see the rest at the end of the video, but anyway, tip number 1, have multiple points of contact with your camera. With the camera, don't just hold one hand, 2 hands always, and then the third part is locked into your body, so touch your body, that way you have more stabilization. And then also recording 60 FPS or higher, that way you can slow it down and remove any imperfections. And then you also want to keep a low stance and then you can move smoothly. And that's how you do this handheld. If you have a gimbal, then you can probably be a little bit more lenient and just walk around. Let's do this first. Also, the best rule of thumb is I'm filming at 42 mil because it brings in the background closer to the foreground. It looks a little bit better with the car. So let's see, let's do this first one here. Tip number 2 is if you do not want to walk, because that's shaky and it's a lot of work to do that. So what I recommend is use a skateboard, a penny board, or in my case, because I'm even lazier, I have a hoverboard. And the hoverboard makes it 10 times better than the other 2 boards. But the hoverboard, since you can control it like it's your own body, and it's motorized, so you don't have to worry about slowing down or going faster, you control that your own. So if you don't have that, use a skateboard or a penny board. But what you do is you start rolling, you squat down, and then you can just pan and tilt using just your hands and your body slowly, and of course 3 points of contact, and you lean with it. And that'll help you film your subject a lot better. So try it, it works, everyone uses it, even guys with big gimbals, they use skateboards because it just works. Because no one likes walking. Tip number 3, try to focus on one subject at a time. Like, I have this issue all the time when I'm filming B-roll, it's that I don't pay attention to what my LCD sees, I just try to freestyle what I see. And a lot of times I would go from filming like one taillight and then I'd accidentally pan so that now another taillight is the center of attention. Or I'd be filming the car, the rear end, and then, you know, the front quarter panel starts to become the center. You want to lock because each of these is just one shot each, and then you can film the next one later. So for each shot specifically, pick a subject, isolate that as your like axis that you pan around or zoom into, film that, and then make sure you have that shot, then go around and do something else. It looks better to the viewer if you have one thing that's like your center of attention. It can be the whole car, or it can be just a part of the car. Tip number 4, film from as many angles as you can think of. A lot of times side-to-side angles, and I'm prone to it too. But remember that you can also go up and down and also diagonal. In creative shots, adds to the story, and it makes it look a little bit more lively in my sense. That's why I do that Z-roll. That's what I call it. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, try to think of creative angles that you can think of. Don't just film the tire from the side. You can film the tire from above or something. You know, change the way you pan, because if it's just the same pan tilt or the same panning shot for each and every subject, it gets kind of boring. So, tip number 5, do not rely on stabilization in post. It helps, but then it gets distracting because then people can see that you use the warp stabilizer in DaVinci Resolve or Premiere. So don't do that. Try to be as stable as you can when you film so that you have less work to do when you stabilize it in post. Okay, so now that we're synced, hey guys, we are back at the house and I'm going to be showing you my editing process on how I make these videos. So first off, when you're making any cinematic, you want to start off with the music. So we're going to go to this place called Epidemic Sounds. You guys heard of this place all the time. You guys know this place today. I want something pretty hype, so let's go hip hop. Yeah, I like that beat. Yoink, and drop that in. I edit using DaVinci Resolve, so you guys should, if you guys want, check that out. DaVinci, it will be in the description. My other videos and clips, usually if you double click, it'll line up here, and you can choose the in and out by pressing I and O. Yep, okay, so I'm just gonna start the song over here. Press I, and that's where it starts. And I don't think it's gonna be too long, so I'm just gonna cut it here just to see, and then we can just drag it from the top here, and that's how long our selected segment is. Oh, the McDonald's bag, perfect. Pause that. And let's slow it down. So then I go to the retime curve, and then I zoom in, that way I can see the whole curve. You can also do one of these two. You can use retime controls and then just select what the speed you want it to be at. But I like having a little bit more fine control over how I slow things down, so I go to the retime curve and then change it from frame to speed. And now it's the same thing. I can change the speed from 100 and I can drop it down to 50 because I recorded in 60 FPS, so half of 60 is 30. And usually you can slow it down to like 40% because we usually videos in 24 FPS, but I like staying 30 to be safe. That way I don't have any frame chopping. And it's slow, so that's good. And then what I do to stabilize the footage, I like to stabilize it as I use it. So go to color, and then you can go to this tab right here, then click that, change it from window to stabilizer and hit stabilize. And then you can just wait that out. It doesn't take long because these clips are really short. That's good. And then they stabilized it, and if you don't like how it stabilizes your footage, okay guys, so we're done editing and this is what I came up with. Pretty cool, right? I'm surprised how well I made this Corolla look, because it don't look that good in real life, I'm being straight up. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it helpful just a little bit. If you did, make sure you hit the like button so I know what video to make next week, whether it be flip video, b-boy, or car. And you know, 4 or 5 ways.